ZX10R Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by SunBet, Red Square, Bridgestone Tyres, and Kawasaki Motorcycles. Welcome to Red Star Raceway for round 2 of the SunBet ZX10R Masters Cup. And a little bit of a breeze here at the circuit. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for the guys under braking as they're onto those long straights here at the purpose-built circuit of Red Star Raceway. And to see a big field coming out as well as part and parcel of the Regional Extreme Festival here today. And Stewie Christie looks like he's good to go. He's pretty much fired up for this one, as he always is. And a lot of the riders are just getting final preparations and a little bit of tweaking here and there to get their motorcycles to work right here. Let's go and catch up with a couple of them and see what their plans are for the day, and also let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm September, riding bike number 50.
Hi, I'm Michael Smith, riding bike number 49.
Hi, Johan Leroux, number 44.
Hi there, I'm Stewie Christie. I'm riding bike number 65.
Hi, I'm Apana Ganpati, riding bike number 77.
Hi, I'm Henk Kruger and I'm number 82.
Hi, I'm Lubas Mpisana, bike number 53 from Cape Town.
Hi, I'm Brian Bontekoning, riding bike number 16, Jager Power Products.
Hi, I'm Jason Lam, bike number 42, come from East London.
Hi guys, Hein McMania, riding bike number 4. Thanks to BDJ, X-Pro Security Solutions, K9 Law Enforcement, and Cargo Pack. Thanks guys.
Hi, I'm Byron Rothwell, riding number 37.
Hi guys, Steve Galgozzi, riding the number 91 Kawasaki ZX10R.
Hi, I'm Joey Cruz and I'm riding bike number 76 on the ZX10 Cup Masters.
Good morning, I'm David Enticott. I'm riding bike number 78 and I'm from Cape Town.
Hi, I'm Peter De Vos. I ride bike number 17 in the ZX10 Cup.
Hello, I'm Henk Scaling, number 69, and I work on my own bike.
Hi, I'm Ian Harwood, riding bike number 24. Sponsored by TLP Distributors, Bridgestone Tyres.
Hi, I'm Peter Labuschagne. I'm not riding the bike, I'm too old for that, but I look after Graham from Badar, the number 1 rider in the ZX10. We've had a very good weekend so far. We're on pole, so hopefully we'll give it to the guys today.
Peter, we've got a much more important question though. We're asking everybody this. How good actually is Ian Hardwood?
Well, I don't like to say too many bad things about Mr. Hardwood.
Who's he? Ian Hardwood. Good at what?
He's okay, but we'll see on the track.
I think he's one of those oaks who can go a little bit quicker, or but sometimes a little bit slower. I don't know, but to answer your question directly, I think he's very quick.
Oh, he's pretty good.
I don't know. Oh no, he's really good. He's really good. He's trying hard. He's a really good rider. I really like him a lot. Everyone likes him here.
You always lie so easily.
No.
Ian, he's good. He's got a few skills. Late breaker.
He's very good, but he takes time to warm up. He's very good. Why put him on the spot like that?
No, Ian is quite good around here. I guess because he practices here a lot, so he is quite good around here.
Dave, is this going to be on TV?
Probably.
No, he's very good.
I think he needs Jonathan Ray's map, He's not going. No, he's giving his all. He's getting better and better by laps. So, yeah, we'll see how he does today.
He's all right. on most days, he's all right.
We'll leave it at that. I think no, he's really good. He's battling a little bit with the new bike, to be honest, since his old bike. But I suppose just he can take some seat time to get right. I think he's a little bit faster than his old bike. I think he knows that too. He told me yesterday if today doesn't pan out, he's buying his old bike back.
Well, contentious issue there. He's definitely the rider to watch because he's got the best tyres on out of all the riders. So he's probably pretty good. Got a trick or two up his sleeve, I'm sure.
Ian, very underrated. He's faster than he thinks he is.
Well, he's probably my class. We at the back, we normally have lacquer dices. He beats me, I beat him, depending on the track, the time, etc.
On the start, we'll slow down.
No, I'm going to gun you.
Tommy, how good actually is Ian Hardwood?
I'd like to think a lot better than what I'm doing right now, but playing on a new machine, trying to get used to it. we'll make friends with it as we go along. How's that for a bombshell?
Some great camaraderie amongst those riders. That's what it's all about in ZX10R Masters Cup, and it has been literally since inception. Final bit of preparations now, getting those gurney boots and Berwick leathers ready. I think Jason Lamb is certainly up for the challenge here today to take on Graham Van Badar and Ronald Slam at the front end. There's an epic battle that's starting this season. It already started last season, and there you can see just final hugs and high fives for everybody before they get on track for the real stuff and the battle that ensues out on Red Star Raceway. The riders here, of course, always looking forward to riding on Red Star Raceway, a purpose-built motorcycle circuit. And as they roll to the line, you can see the epic battle is about to start. Also, just best wishes out going to Matt, who had a big crash in Cape Town. We wish him all the very best and hope he gets back on the bike real soon. Qualifying was epic, and it really turned out to see Graham Van Badar, Jason Lamb and Ronald Slamet on the front row. Entercott Bontekoning and Michael Smith the second row, with Hein McMahon, Henk Kruger and Jacques Cruz stepping up onto the third. Peter de Vos, Varinga and Byron Rothwell were there on the fourth row. Join us after the break for Race 1 action. Welcome back to Race Action now from Race 1, Round 2, and it's SunBet ZX10R Masters Cup at Red Star Raceway. Nice to see a little crowd coming out here as well. It's not as big as what we expected, but the Red Star Raceway has got some serious race action that happens here. And Ronald Slamet will definitely looking to try and get to the front end and outgun the man on pole, Graham Van Badar. It's going to be a huge fight between those three at the front end as well. Dieter Hazeman at the back here. He's in the East Rand Caravan World ZX10. And we are almost good to go as the lights are going to go on and off. And when they go off, we go racing. And it's time to go racing now for round 2. Race 1. Let's see what's going to happen down in turn 1. Great start coming from the middle of the road there. You can see Jason Lamb trying to get in between Ronald Slamet and Van Badar. We're on board with Peter de Vos on the Jongan Josie outsourcing Kawasaki as he goes trying to go around the outside of the number 4 bike there of Hein McMahon. Slotting through there as well. Good start coming out of Henk Kruger and Jacques Cruz right up there as well. At the front end, Michael Smith is just behind those front three bikes. And what a start from Entercott. Entercott's got ahead. And look at where Van Badar's gone to. Van Badar's dropped right back into 4th place. So it didn't go according to plan down into turn 1 there for GVBD. And as they go now into turn 4, things are starting to heat up there in the background. That mid-pack starting to heat up as well. Panaganapathy, Steve Golgocci. And what a start there from Golgocci. Definitely one of the best starts from him too. As he slots right up into an unknown territory for that man. But he certainly is really good around here. He spent a lot of time at the circuit getting the practice in. Look at Ronald Slam. It looks like he's been born here. He's disappearing at the front end and getting away from Jason Lamb as quickly as possible as he heads down into the hairpin for the first time. He's got a massive margin already over Lamb. Lamb trying to get away slightly there from Entercott, the second of the Cape Townians. And then it's Graham Van Badar. Don't know what happened on the line there, but GVBD did not get off the line like he wanted. It looks like coming out of 1 and 2, he just ran wide and fell back into the clutches of Dave Entercott. Hank Scaling up front, and they can see, little touch between 2 riders ahead of him. Rider's gone down. That's a good possibility that it was a mid-pack crash there, but Hank Scaling giving us the opportunity to see it from onboard as Ronald Slamet comes onto that back straightaway. You can see, and Lamb with a massive moment. Look at that. A little MotoGP-esque style shot there of Jason Lamb getting high-sided and bucking broncoed off that ZX10 of his. The Tire Mart boys will be happy that the tire's stuck there, but I can tell you, he won't be happy. Change of shorts required at the bottom of the straight. Van Badar up the inside of Entercott. Change up there, what it's going to be for now. Second or third place. For second place, yes indeed. As he goes through there, realizing that Jason Lamb made a mistake, he capitalizes almost instantaneously. Good start there from Brian Bontekoning as well. He's there, but red flag is out. Kind of expected that to come out. One of the riders, I think, might have been the Mad Magic bike of Byron Rothwell, and Johan LaRue could possibly be in the second bike out that crashed down into the Dogbone section. Let's catch up now with Jan and find out what happened.
It's unfortunate. It was out on our first lap, and down at the shorter straight, I had a big slide, and I thought, hell, this new bike can do it. Never slide so lucky in my life. But when I exit the corner, I thought I was in 5th gear, and in the meantime I was in 2nd gear, and the rear wheel just locked up gradually and then totally locked up. And poor old Byron, he tried to come round me on the left-hand side, hit the grass and just fell down very hard. I'm so sorry for him. I hope he's all right. Luckily I'm in one piece, but the bike is not so lekker.
We're about to give the restart now for race 1. Lights off, and this time Van Badar's going to try and get a better start than he did in the first one. hoping he try and hang on to that whole shot. It looks like he's got the whole shot as they go into turn 1, as we go on board here with our drone shot. Yes, it is Van Breda who gets through there, but have a look at Henk Kruger. Another great start from him. He's tucked in behind Michael Smith. He actually got ahead now of Hein McMahon as they head down towards turn 2, but it's a good start yet again coming out of McMahon, and right on McMahon's tail, Peter de Vos. An amazing run there from the Jongan Josie bike. So he's back up into the front for top 10 honours there, and a little bit of chopping and changing in that mid-pack. I think there was a possibility of Hein McMahon trying to get up the inside. Didn't quite make it stick though, and Slucky had to just back out of that one. But now we've got some battles to have to be sorted out at the front end, and one of them is Jason Lamb behind Entercott. He was ahead of him earlier on, and you can see Entercott having to work hard, but of course Jason Lamb had that massive moment as well on that first lap coming out of the bottom corner at turn 10. Turn 11. So a big maneuver now as they go down the straightaway. Look at Slammer trying to close things down here, and look at the gap already pulling away, and look at Jason Lamb under braking. Here he comes. Great shot from Slammer's point of view. Thanks for that one, Ron, as they go down into the hairpin. And that was great out-braking maneuvering that eventually paid off, and Lamb is through. Enter got down into 4th. Some chopping and changing there for 3rd and 4th, and you can see Ronald Slamet is closing already onto the back of Graham Van Breda. That Stefanuti Stocks and Motul Kawasaki is definitely under pressure. The Volt Market man is right there, and we are in for a battle as we expected here. The local man with local knowledge, of course, is Graham Van Breda, and he's going to try and return the favour that Ronald Slamet was able to do down in Cape Town only a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be a fun exercise here between these two boys. They really do not hold anything back. Jason Lamb, I don't think, has got the pace to run with those top 2, but he will have the pace to try and keep Anticard at bay. Then you got Brian Bontekoning. Where did Bontekoning find that? And in the background, check that out. Michael Smith and McMahon side by side, and De Vos is right on their tail. We've got such a great battle here in this top 10. And then just behind that, don't take anything away from the guys who are fighting in the mid-pack, as always, in ZX10R Masters Cup. First lap completed in anger, and it's Van Breda who hangs on for 1 lap, but he's got Ronald Slamet there right with him. Coming through goes Bontekoning. Then you can see as they come through this pack, watch in the background as well, Jacques Cruz and Dave Varinga having a bit of a fight. Renatus van Niekerk and Apana Ganapathy were having a superb run too. As they come under braking now for turn 2, this is where Ronald Slamet starts to close the gap down even more. Graham Van Breda trying to just hold that inside line and not give any opportunities to the man behind him to try and get through there. And is he going to find a way? We'll have to wait and see now as they come out of 3, heading down towards turn 4. Once again, that's Henk Kruger. Look at that. Easy to pick up that Gulf Racing colours on that Kawasaki. And he's now in a fight of his own. Dieter Hazeman, a little bit further back in the pack as well. Also having a super run. He's coming up on the outside. Looks like that might be on Lubabala and Sana. Lubabala and Sana and Stewie Christie having a fight here with the big man. So, as I said, fights right the way through. And here comes an opportunity for Ronald Slamet. Is he good enough on the brakes? That's a hard thing to do. Outbrake Graham Van Breda. You've got to know what you're doing on a motorcycle. And that's exactly what the Red Baron has just done now. Getting on the inside of turn 6. And getting up to the front. And already pulling away. Look at that. 2-3 bike lengths. Just on acceleration into the dog bone. Graham closes it down again. But it looks like Graham Van Breda is going to have to try and find a way back now. Ahead of Ronald Slamet. That's not an easy thing to do. Slamet has got a very awesome riding style, and when he gets to the front of any race he's been in, he kind of controls what the rest of the riders can do by getting away and giving himself some breathing room. He's trying to do that as well. You see Jason Lamb's all on his own, so now in 3rd, but the battle for 4th heating up in the background as Entercott is now coming under pressure from Brian Bontekoning. Bontekoning has got lots of experience at this circuit as well. Dave Entercott maybe not as much. And Bonte now under braking down into the Bridgestone chicane. Is he good enough to get on the inside? No, Entercott slams it all. So a nice fight there between Dave Entercott and the Sarum Engineering Kawasaki taking on the Jag Power Products machine. That's a mid-pack battle as well, side by side, heading down that back straightaway. Travis Nordia and Safiso Temba. And then further back, look at this. They've opened up slightly, but I've got to tell you, this is one of the best runs we've seen out of Stephen Galgocci, up into the top 15 there, and heading there with Apana Ganapathy. Apana Ganapathy now coming along the outside and looking for a way through back and on Steve. Galgocci has had a super run. Had a slightly better start in the first part, but he's not taking anything away from Apana Ganapathy or giving him any room to play. It's a super little fight all the way through. They're kind of fighting in twos here, all the way through this pack. This one's also starting to heat up. This is Michael Smith and Slucky. And I can tell you something, Hein McMahon wants by on Smitty. Mike Smith has had a super run over the last couple of seasons, been a top contender in Class A of these 3 riders. Oh, there's Ian Hardwood. That's the guy that's so fast. That's the guy that we've got to watch out for. He's coming through the pack rapidly now, so keep an eye on that one. Speaking of rapid maneuvering, here comes Kruger. Kruger's now joined the party. Smith and McMahon have got the Gulf Racing Kawasaki right on their tail. And speaking of being on the tail, how awesome is that shot? Perfectly done from the director there to see Ronald Slamet coming under a bit more pressure from Graham Van Breda, but I think it may be too little too late. It's about checkered flag time, and Ronald Slamet has timed this to perfection. He goes through the Bridgestone chicane for the last time. He climbs on the power, and he's going to hang on for the win. He rolled out slightly there, I think, on that last lap, but it's enough to take the victory ahead of Graham Van Breda, and Jason Lamb will come through for third place. Oh! Kruger makes a small mistake on the final lap. Uses the off-road and a little bit of the side road there as well. And unfortunately will end up down in 9th place after that mistake. Slamet wins out over Van Breda and Lamb. It's Entercott, Pontekoning and Michael Smit. Hein McMahon, De Vos, Kruger and Jacques Cruz. Then Varinga came through. Good run there from Dave Varinga. And he beat out Renatus Van Niekerk and Apana Ganapathy with Steve Balgocci and Travis Nordia just ahead of Safisa Temba. Let's catch up now with race 1 winner, Ronald Slamet.
I was a bit worried. I haven't ridden in a while, since the Cape Town round actually. But again, Lekker Racing, Alan John Venter, Howard Jacobs and my father, they just keep on giving me a good bike, and I just need to finish the race. But I know Graham kept me up. He was really doing a good job. I could hear him every single corner. So I just tried to stay in front of him and make sure that I get to the finish line first.
Fantastic. Now I see some interesting artwork on your crash helmet.
Yeah, I'm actually dedicating this race to the Home of Hope in Cape Town. It's kids that's living in an orphanage. They don't go to school, they don't do anything, but they have dreams. And I'm hoping to bring awareness and just raise some funds to get them into school. That's my campaign for the year.
Time for some refreshment. Join us after the break. Welcome back to Red Star Raceway and round 2 of the ZX10R Masters Cup. Proudly brought to you by SunBet and Red Square Reload. It's race 2 action about to kick off, and great news from the pit lane. Byron Rothkell seems to have just had a small injury, a collarbone that was broken, and we wish him all the very best for a speedy recovery to get back into this pack of riders who have put on a spectacular show in race number 1. Looking forward to more of the same now in race 2. Dave Entercott will look to emulate the same kind of start he had in the first one as we go high and above all the riders for the start of race number 2. Jason Lamb certainly wants to get at the front end, and he wants to get to the front as soon as possible to outgun the man on pole, Graham Van Breda. Van Breda got a great start yet again, heads down into turn 1. He's got Slamet who's gone through, and look at Entercott. Entercott's come along for the ride as well. Looks like he might have got up into about 3rd or 4th place there as they go through turn 1. Nice start yet again from Kruger. He's right on the tailpiece of Hein McMahon and Michael Smit. And joining the party, Peter De Vos on the inside of Henk Kruger. Great move there. One of our oldest statesmen in this category, and certainly has not lost his ability on a motorcycle on that Jongo Josie Kawasaki. They come out of 2, into 3. This is a great shot of 3, coming right up close and personal with these guys and getting that absolutely awesome wide-angled shot of turn number 3 here at Red Star Raceway. The riders are now used to this circuit. It's a purpose-built motorcycle circuit, and it's ideal for these kind of races. And when you've got riders that are on a similar type of vein and a similar type of ability, they really can put on a great show. Look at that, once again coming through there nicely as well as Jacques Cruz. A fantastic start from him, looking for another top 10 there for him, and he'll be looking to try and stay with Henk Kruger and possibly give it a bit of a run there with the likes of that mid-pack of the top 10. At the moment though, getting to the front is Ronald Slamet, and already starting to open up a little bit of a margin. Is it going to be enough of a margin to take the double victory here today? That's what we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully everybody stays upright in this first lap. Had a little bit of issues there, as we said, in that first heat, and that's now all clean and clear. Varinga, he's having a fantastic season, is Dave Varinga. The Juggernaut is definitely becoming a big factor in that top 10. He's just outside of it right now, but he's starting to cruise onto the back end there of Henk Kruger and looking to maybe give him a run for his money. They come through the little flick and now heading down into the very fast uphill and off camber right-hander at turn 11. As they come out of that one, it's everything she's got. Probably about 280 odd k's an hour. This is what it looks like from Slamet's point of view. Oh, and look at that! Van Breda came out of nowhere. I was looking to hear the revs on that bike, and Van Breda surprised me as he dived up the inside and gets to the lead. Oh, this could do a little bit of a change up here. Slamet didn't expect that. He thought he had it under braking. Ronald Slamet's very good on the brakes, but as I said, Graham Van Breda, you hard-pressed to outbrake Van Breda on any circuit in any part of this country. As they go down into turn 1 again, further back there. Look at Brian Bontekun. Oh, looks like there's a problem. Yeah, flag in the background. I saw that. A flag in the background and a rider down. It looks like it might be Henk Scaling who's crashed out there. Let's have a look at this. This is a replay from Henk's bike. Yeah, the back end steps out. Little high side there for Henk Scaling, and the Air Systems Kawasaki goes sliding away from Henk. He's on the sideline, and looks like he might be injured. This is what the back end looked like. Oh, and wow! A couple of points just missing Henk Scaling there big time. Suri Christie, I think, was the rider avoiding the down man. And that was very lucky that he avoided him, because that could have ended up in big tears. So riders now waiting on the grid, waiting for that green flag at the back and the clearance to go racing again. We go on board here once again with Dieter Hazeman, the big man at the back on the East Rand Caravan World Kawasaki. And once again, is it going to be Van Bredal who can outgun everybody here for the 4th time on a start line? Oh, Jason Lamb, a little bit of a start there, I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to call that one, but Jason Lamb was very good off the line as he got the whole shot. Because of that, he may just have. No, he hasn't. Jason Lamb loses out there slightly. I think he realized his mistake and maybe hit the brakes. So it's dropped him back in about 5th place, right into Hein McMahon's hunting ground. And Peter de Vos is about to join them. Brian Bontekoning now on the back end of Lamb. It is Van Bredal who gets the whole shot and holds on to it into turn 3. Slam it in 2nd. Entercott once again up into 4. And then it's Lamb. So that's how we're going to be sorting things out there at the front end. Once again, look at that. Steve Golgocci, this time even just outside of the top 10. I don't know what he had for breakfast this morning, but it certainly is working well on that detailed East Kawasaki of his. This is Van Bredal trying to get away from Slamit. Slamit trying to get away from Entercott, who's doing the tail gunner roll there for the Cape Townian side of things and keeping out the rest of the pack. Safisa Temba side by side as they came out of turn 3 there with Travis Nordia. So a nice little fight there between the 2 orange and black bikes too. And nice to see that those battles are continuing. Lubabala and Sana was just off the back end of them. And hopefully Stewie Christie has recovered from having to take evasive action there on the down rider. We got news in. Looks like there might be a broken leg there for Hank Scaling, and we wish him a speedy recovery as well. So 2 of our riders lost in this 2 heats of racing, but they are very, very tough, these riders, and they'll be back as soon as they can. Motorcycles easy to fix, but bodies not as, particularly in the Masters side of things. On board with the punter as they go into the dog bone. The Art Racing machine looking good, and he's looking to try and close onto the back end yet again of Steve Golgocci. Nice fight. As I said, it's just outside of the top 10, and that's not the usual hunting ground for Golgocci. It's normally where a punter is, and he's used to fighting with Renatus Vanikok and Dave Varinga. Slam it now. Can he outgun Graham Van Bredal on the brakes? Is he good enough? Yes, he is. Oh, he returns the favour dramatically down into the Bridgestone chicane and takes the lead. Can he hang on to it? He runs a bit wide. Here comes Van Bredal going to try and come back at him. And it looks like Jason Lamb trying to do a similar kind of maneuver there for that 3rd place on Dave Entercott. Entercott hangs on. Here comes Ronald Slamit down into turn 1. Not like we see some of the Superbike riders in the past heading down to that turn 1. These guys keep it relatively smooth through there. There's no backing the bikes in, but that's what they need to do. And by this stage, of course, those Bridgestones are working perfectly around this circuit. So they're up to race temperature, and it's now basically the race strategy that you need to have. Doesn't look like that strategy's worked out too well right now for Entercott. He seems to be losing a little bit of ground there to Jason Lamb. So East London versus Cape Town as they head towards turn 4. Closing in on them, watch out for Hein McMahon and Michael Smith. McMahon ahead of Smith at this stage. This is Van Bredal coming onto the back end, and can he now close that gap down again? He cannot afford to let Ronald Slamit get away. Slamit was able to control things, as he always does, from the front end in the first heat. So it's up to Van Bredal now to close things down rapidly and do it as quickly as possible. Otherwise, Slamit might hang on for a double victory. That will definitely open up the championship slightly into the advantage of the Red Baron. Jason Lamb hangs on for 3rd. Entercott closed slightly there under braking as well. So Dave Entercott is definitely on a bit of a run here into the latter part of the 2nd heat. And so is Van Bredal. He's also closed that gap down. The Truvine Volt Markets machine is under pressure from that Stefanuti Stocks and Motul Kawasaki of Graham Van Bredal on his home track. Remember, he's from Springs. He only lives just down the road. So he'll definitely be touting this as his home circuit and definitely wanting a victory here. We heard from Lobis Kakni early on that they've had a great weekend so far, and they're looking to try and get at least one of the 2 victories here. Right now, he's still got to find a way through on Ronald Stammet as they come through onto the right-hander. Closing, though, as is Entercott on Jason Lamb. So the fight for 1 and 2 and for 3 and 4 is heating up. In the background, you can see just a bit of a gap over here. Is that Peter de Vos? It is. Peter de Vos is up in a 5th place. Can you believe that on that Jongan Josie Kawasaki? He's got through ahead of Michael Smith, ahead of Hein McMahon, and he's pushing hard to try and get up and for a top 5 overall. That's pretty impressive stuff. He's got Bontekoning up close and personal, so Brian Bontekoning might give him a run to the line, but it's going to be a great little fight there between them as they shoot down towards turn 1. McMahon is just behind them, and Smith's dropped back dramatically. So Michael Smith must have had some kind of an issue here in this 2nd heat. Jason Lamb opening up a little bit of a margin now over Entercott. He's not able to find anywhere, but the gap up front is definitely closing. If you're looking at the lap times, Graham Van Bredal is putting in one of the hottest laps of the weekend to close that gap down now on Slamit. Slammit's got his work cut out for him. Back onto our drone shot coming out of turn 3. It's a really cool wide angle shot. It just shows you the kind of pace that these guys come through. Look at that. Henk Kruger just coming into shot right in the closing stages there. Just banging past our drone and showing you that they're not holding back on these motorcycles. This is fantastic ZX10R Masters Cup action as always, and particularly here at Red Star. It tends to be a great fighting ground. Bontekoning's pulled away slightly now. Has Peter de Vos fallen back? Yes, he has. He's fallen back into the clutches of Henk Kruger. It's time for the chicken flag, and it's time for a move from Graham Van Baarle. Wow, perfect timing. Dragging that gurney boot into the Bridgestone chicane, and he's got it. Timed to absolute perfection there from Graham Van Baarle. The checkered flag's going to be waiting, and Van Baarle is going to steal the victory there from Ronald Slamet. Slamet must be thinking to himself, where did he come from? There's no way he should have been able to outbrake me there into that Bridgestone chicane. And Henk Kruger, once again, trying to go late into the Bridgestone chicane to get through on De Vos. De Vos is going to hang on. This is a super run to the line there from those two. And a great battle right the way through the pack, as we saw. Van Baarle taking the victory from Slamet and Entikot, and there was Bontekoning, Hein McMahon and De Vos. Henk Kruger finishes up ahead of Jason Lamb and Dave Varinga, and then Steve Galgocci in 10th place. His best finish ever. Beats out Travis Nordia, Apana Ganapathy, Temba, Fanika, Christie, and Lubabalo.
Brings us a bit closer to the championship, top of the championship. Ronald's still leading, but after Cape Town, it's good. And like I said, after the second heat, I had some ideas. After the first heat, I had some ideas. And I knew if I could maybe just get in front of him and do my own lap times and run my own gears, I knew we could do something good there.
Third place was Dave Entikot on the Sarum Engineering Kawasaki.
Race 1, I really thought I was going to get third and beat Jason Lamb over the line. I gave it my all, I must be honest. Race 2, managed to get some rhythm. We had a couple of bad starts because of red flags and whatever. But once I found some rhythm, we got going pretty well. Had an absolutely fantastic day. Can't wait to come back again next time.
Championship standings, it's Ronald Slamet ahead of Graham Van Baarle. Dave Entikot up into third, Jason Lamb down to fourth. Westman not here, he's in fifth. He'll have to come back and see what he can do later on.
Well, friends off the track, enemies on the track. Peter de Vos, looks like you've had a great day on your comeback trail.
Yeah, we're getting these little steps. I have to write them down because I can't remember them anymore. But awesome to be with the family. Lucky to have Stewie on the track with us again.
Thanks, Stewie. Also great to be out there with the guys. So you have a great time.
It's the best. I enjoy this so much, really.
And having dices all the way through the field.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
Can you advise people to come and join you? You've got to be old and you've got to be crazy, eh?
For sure. The crazier and older the better.
Look, after the first heat, I struggled a bit, but the second heat it was much better. We did some changes and it actually helped. I enjoyed it, I had fun.
Lefisa, you look very happy, my friend.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I had the best launch in a long time. And I got the race pace and it's coming back. So it felt good to ride with the guys.
Slamet, Entikot and McMahon top 3 in Class A. Van Baarle, Lamb and Apana Ganapathy top 3 in Class B. Class C's went to Brian Bontekoning. And catch us at Pekisa Freeway on the 27th of May for the next bit of action. And well done to Steve Galgocci, Rider of the Day. All the ZX10R Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by SunBet, Red Square, Bridgestone Tyres, and Kawasaki Motorcycles.